Will continue development of telecommunications. TDM, that is time division multiplexing. Figure shows the principle of time division multiplexing, consisting of channel n minus 1, channel n and channel n plus 1. Time division multiplexing is the extension of the pulse modulation. It is a process of dividing the various signals to occupy different time slots. A basic time multiplex system is as shown in the figure. In this, each baseband channel is connected to the transmission path by a sampling gate which is opened for short intervals by means of a train of pulses. We are using pulse amplitude modulation at regular interval of time. For other channel, pulses with the same repetition frequency but at different time intervals are applied to the sending gate of the other channels. At the receiving side, gates are opened only if the pulses coincide with a particular time interval. The pulse amplitude modulated signal can be demodulated by a low pass filter with a cutoff frequency of FR by 2, provided that FR should be greater than 2 FM, where FM is the highest baseband frequency. To accommodate telephone channels with a band of 300 Hz to 3.4 kHz using low pass filter, the sampling frequency is required is 8 Hz. We can also use pulse length modulation and the pulse position modulation methods. But these methods not used for line transmission because attenuation and the delayed distortion causes dispersion of the transmission pulses. They spread in time and cause inter-channel crosstalk. To overcome this, we can use pulse code modulation. Pulse code modulation figure shows the pulse code modulation, that is one way of transmission only. In pulse code modulation, each analog sample is applied to an analog to digital converter which represents its voltage in a binary code. At the receiving end, digital to analog converter is used. The PCM system is as shown in the figure. For all the channels, common coder and the decoder used in the TDM system for analog to digital and digital to analog converter. The group for bits, that is binary pulses representing one sample, is called a word or a byte. An 8-bit byte is called as octet. For telephony, sampling is carried out at 8 kHz and the 8-bit encoding is used. Rate of transmission is 8 into 8, that is 64 kilobaud. Minimum bandwidth required is 0.5 into pulse rate equals 0.5 into 64 kilohertz, that is 32 kilohertz. Quantization characteristics in PCM. So figure shows the uniform, you can see in the figure, that is uniform quantization, and figure P shows the non-uniform quantization. PCM introduces quantizing distortion. This is the small difference between the output signal and the input signal. It is also called as quantizing noise. If the coder uses quantizing steps of uniform size, is called as uniform quantization. Small amplitude signal will have few steps and more distortion. Large amplitude signal will have large number of steps and more distortion. The effect of quantizing noise can be reduced by using non-uniform quantization, also called as instantaneous compounding. Two losses are present called as A law and mu U law. The PCM primary multiplex group. Telephone channels are combined by TDM to form an assembly of 24 or 30 channels. This is called as primary multiplex group. 30 channel PCM frame format. The length of the frame is 125 microseconds corresponding to the sampling intervals. The frame is divided into 32 time slots of each 8 digits. Total bit rate equals 8 kilohertz into 8 into 32, that is 2.048 megabits per second. Time slots 1 to 15 and 7 to 31 are each allotted to a speech channels. Each slot contains 8 bits, that is D1 to D8. D1 is used for polarity and D2, that is D to D8, used for speech amplitude. Time slot 0 is used for frame alignment and time slot 16 is used for signaling. Each bit of channel 16 are shared between 30 channels by processing called as a multi-framing. So figure shows a 30 channel PCM frame format. As shown in the figure, frame 0 used for multi-frame alignment. Frame 1 to 15 is divided into 30 channels and each channel uses 4 bits. A single signaling channel operates at 2 kilobits per second. 4 independent signaling channels at 500 bit per second. Here, time slot 16 provides the common signaling channel at 64 kilobits per second. 24 channel PCM frame format. 24 channel PCM frame format is as shown in the figure. The length of the frame is 125 microsecond as shown in the diagram corresponding to the sampling intervals. The basic frame contains 193 bits. Bit rate is 193 into 8 kilobit per second, that is 1.54 megabit per second. The first bit is used for framing and is called as the F bit. 193 third bit is used for alternate frames for multi-frame alignment. All others from 24 used for speech channels. Each time slot is of 8 bit. An odd numbered frames, the F bit takes an alternating pattern 1010 and it is the pattern for frame alignment. The even numbered frames carry the pattern 001110 and so on. It defines a 12 frame multi-frame. Frame 6 and 12 of the multi-frame bit D8 of each channel time slot is used for signaling instead of speech. This process of bit stealing causes small degradation in quantizing distortion. Here the 193rd bit in alternate frame provides common signaling channel at 4 kilobits per second. The physilinchronous digital hierarchy, it is called as PDH. The PCM primary multiplex group of 24 or 30 channel is used as a building block for the larger number of channels in the higher order multiplex system. Here, several bits streams known as tributaries are combined by a multiplexer at each level in the hierarchy. Consider a transmission network which is not designed for synchronous and the input to the multiplexer are also not exactly synchronous. Although they have the same nominal bit rate, they have originated from different oscillators and can vary within the clock tolerance. They are said to be synchronous. If the input multiplexer is synchronous, that is, they have the same bit rate and are in phase. They can be interleaved by taking a bit or a group of bits from each in turn. There are two methods of interleaving digital switch, that is bit interleaving and word interleaving. Interleaving of digital signals is as shown in the figure. So interleaving of digital signal, first one shows a bit interleaving and second one shows word interleaving. Bit interleaving, one bit is taken from each tributary in turn. If there are n input signals, each with a rate of ft bits per second, then combined rate will be nft bits per second. In word interleaving, groups of bits are taken from each tributary in turn. This involves the use of storage at each input to hold the bits waiting to be sampled. The European standards based on the 30 channel primary multiplex hierarchy. So you can see that the input is 30 channel to the mux. North American and Japan standards on the 24 channel primary multiplex hierarchy. So input is 24 channels. These uses bit interleaving. The frame length of primary multiplex is 125 microsecond. The basic channel sampling rate is 8 kHz. When n tributaries are combined, the number of digits combined in the higher order frame is greater than n times the number of digits in the tributary frame. Hence, it is necessary to add extra overheads digits for two reasons. First reason is frame alignment is here unique code is sent as frame alignment word. It is recognized by the demultiplexer to maintain its operation in synchronism with the incoming digits. The second reason for adding extra digit to the frame is to perform the process known as justification. This process is to enable the multiplexer and the demultiplexer to maintain correct operation even though some drift may be present in the input signal. If the input tributary is low, a dummy digit is added to maintain the correct output digit rate. If an input tributary speeds up, no justification digit is added. These bits are removed at the demultiplexer to get it correct sequence. Synchronous digital hierarchy. The synchronous digital hierarchy is as shown in the figure. It is a new multiple hierarchy defined by CCITT in 1990. In USA, it is called a synchronous optical network. Optical interfaces uses multiplexers. The SDH uses a digit rate of 155.52 megabit per second and multiplies of this factor of 4n. Example, that is 662.08 megabit per second and 2488.32 megabit per second. Any of the existing synchronous rate up to 140 megabits per second can be multiplexed into SDH common transport rate of 155.52 megabits per second. Next, SDH frame structure, that is SDM1. The basic SDH signal is called as a synchronous transport module at level 1 as shown in the figure A. This has 9 equal segments with the overhead bytes at the start of each. The remaining byte contains a mixture of traffic and overheads depending on the type of traffic carried. The total length is 2430 bytes with each overhead using 9 bytes. Overall bit rate is 155.52 megabits per second. This frame is usually 9 rows and 270 columns of 8-bit byte as shown in the figure B. In 270 columns, the 9 columns are for section overheads such as frame alignment, error monitoring and data. Remaining 261 columns comprise the payload. Each tributary to the multiplex has its own payload area known as tributary unit in North America, TU called as virtual tributary. In multiplexing process, the bytes from tributary are assembled into a container and a path overhead is added is called virtual container. In North America, VC called as virtual tributary, synchronous payload envelope. Application of SDH. The SDM1 frame is used in this way to transport signals from tributaries which use conventional TDM. An alternate method is used to transport two signals in the asynchronous transfer mode. Messages are transported in cells of 53 bytes, each cell being identified by a combination of digits known as a header. The SDH provides interfaces for the network management messages in a standard format. It can lead to a managed transmission barrier networks. Figure shows the 4 remote sensing units, that is RSU, connected to a principal local exchange PLE in a ring configuration. There are 2 alternative routes between each pair of exchanges and the synchronous multiplexing can be arranged to reroute the traffic in the event of a failure without any higher level network management intervention.